If I showed you all my flaws, look, tell me, girl, would you judge me? Rather keep it real, cause I don't wanna fake it in public. Committed when it's pretty, what about when it's ugly? My heart been bleeding, trying to stop the leaking, no plumber.
Hey, yo, man, what up? You know what I'm saying? I've been lacking. I'm supposed to make a video a couple days ago because it's supposed to be every week. Not supposed to be every week in a couple days. But, you know what I'm saying? Man, it is what it is, you know? Give me some grace, man. Today we finna talk about what we carried on from the last video. I'm tripping. Hold on. Let me start over. Today we finna be carrying on what I talked about in the last video. I literally just mixed up my words, dog. But nah, last time we talked about the sovereignty of God. Today we're gonna be talking about the sovereignty of Jesus, you know what I'm saying? Jesus he's the greatest, man. Like, he can do what he wants to, just like he can do what he wants to, but like nobody can do what Jesus did, you know what I'm saying? So, man, I ain't gonna lie, I be having a hard time with people well, no, let me get this right. Let me get this straight. I don't have a hard time with people who don't believe in Jesus. I have a hard time with people who don't believe in Jesus and then make jokes about it like it's funny or something, because that's not funny to me. When you make jokes about Jesus, that's not funny to me, you know what I'm saying? So I have a hard time with people like that. But then I gotta remember what Jesus said whenever they didn't believe in him, when they was killing him. You know what I'm saying? He told God to forgive them people while they was killing him. He said, Lord, they don't even know what now I'm paraphrasing, but he said, Lord, forgive them, for they not know what they do. You know what I'm saying? Even Stephen, that's one of my favorite people in the Bible. As they was getting their rocks and their stones, they was hitting that man with them. He said, Lord, don't even hold this against them. Like, that's what I got to do, you know what I'm saying? So, I got to work on that, just like not letting that kind of stuff bother me. Because if you go watch my first video on my channel, you know that I'm not just doing this just to do it. I'm probably going to say that every video. Like, I'm not doing this just to play around. So, Jesus is somebody I don't play about, man. But anyway, we getting into the thing. So, the first thing I got is Jesus on the Sabbath day, you know what I'm saying? People was over there saying, you're not supposed to do this on the Sabbath, you're not supposed to do that on the Sabbath. But they was doing it too. They was working too. They was doing what they had to do. But when it came to somebody else, you know what I'm saying? The people was tripping. We're going to Mark chapter 3. It says, starting from verse 1, it says, Jesus entered the synagogue again, and a man was there who had a shriveled hand. In order to accuse him, they were watching him closely. They are the Pharisees. That's what it's talking about right here. So it says, in order to accuse him, they were watching him closely. It says, to see whether he would heal him on the Sabbath. He told the man with the shriveled hand, stand before us. Then he said to them, is it lawful to do good on the Sabbath or to do evil, to save life or to kill? But they were silent. After looking around at them with anger, he was grieved at the hardness of their hearts and told the man, stretch out your hand. So he stretched it out, and his hand was restored. Immediately the Pharisees went out and started plotting with the Herodians against him, how they might kill him. These people, this man has a hand that's like, I ain't gonna imitate his hand. Let me stop playing. But this man had a shriveled up hand, dog. His hand was small, and these people getting mad at Jesus because he's trying to heal this man. And some people even still get into the argument like, Sabbath is on Saturday, Sabbath is on Sunday. That don't even matter, you know what I'm saying? Jesus is the Sabbath, he is the rest, you know. But yeah, they getting mad because this man trying to heal somebody, and so they go plot to kill him because he healing on the Sabbath. And that's why he asked, is it better to do good or to do evil? You know what I'm saying? That's why it says, hold on, let me go back. That's why it says, but they were silent. After looking around at them with anger, he was grieved at the hardness of their hearts. He was mad at them because of the way they acting. Like, y'all, I can't even think about it, man. That's too much. Like, them people was really tripping. Them people was really tripping, man. You know what I'm saying? People was tripping, dog. All right, another one. We're gonna go to John chapter 8. John chapter 8, man. This one is where Jesus had John chapter 8. This is where the Pharisees, you know what I'm saying, they caught this lady doing something she wasn't supposed to be doing. And they was about to try to kill her, but Jesus stopped that, you know. Let me find out. All right, so here we go. We're going to start off with John chapter 8, verse 1. It says, then each one went to his house, but Jesus went to Mount of Olives. All right, it says, at dawn, he went to the temple again, and all the people were coming to him. He sat down and began to teach them. Then the scribes and the Pharisees brought a woman caught in adultery, making her stand in the center. Teacher, they said to him, this woman was caught in the act of committing adultery. In the law of Moses commanded it says, wait, my bad. Let me slow down real quick. It says, teacher, they said to him, this woman was caught in the act of committing adultery. In the law of Moses commanded us to stone such women. So what do you say? So they was basically testing him, like, they was testing Jesus, man. They was testing him, man. It says, they asked this to trap him, in order that they might have evidence to accuse him. Jesus stooped down and started writing on the ground with his finger. When they persisted in questioning him, he stood up and said to them, the one without sin among you should be the first to throw a stone at her. Then he stooped down again and continued writing on the ground. When they heard this, they left, one by one, starting with the older man. Only he was left, with the woman in the center. When Jesus stood up, he said to her, woman, where are they? Has no one condemned you? No one, Lord, she answered. Neither do I condemn you, said Jesus. Go, and from now on, do not sin anymore. Yo, these people tried to kill this woman because she was doing something she wasn't supposed to be doing, you know what I'm saying? So Jesus was like, all right, whichever one of y'all always do what y'all supposed to do, or never done something you're not supposed to do, you can hit her with the first stone. And nobody could, you know what I'm saying? Jesus was the only one left. That's how sovereign he is. He was the only one left. He was the only one left standing there, man. Like, that's crazy. Oh, it's crazy. Everybody else had to walk away because they know, oh, man, I done did something. I done did this. I done did that. You know what I'm saying? So, these people, and this is crazy to me, is because they was trying their hardest to try to find Jesus guilty. Like, they was trying to hold on. It's going through my mind right now. Let me slow down. They was trying their hardest to find this man guilty, and he didn't do nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? He literally took on the sins of the world. That means every single person that ever lived. And that's crazy, bro. He took their sins on his back. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro. If you don't believe me, just go watch my first video. That's all I gotta say. If you don't believe me, go watch my first video. Go scroll all the way down. It's gonna say, the reason I gave my life to God. You need to watch that if you don't believe me. And if you still don't believe me after that, that's cool. I don't know, man. If you ever see the way I live my life, I'm gonna show you that way. If you don't believe nothing else I say, I'm gonna show you just the way I live. You know what I'm saying? Jesus give us free will. So even though he got Jesus could literally make us robots. Like, he could make us robots if he want to, but he don't, because he give us the free will to choose, because that's how much he love us. You know what I'm saying? He like, I love you so much, I'm gonna let you do what you want to do. You know, and it don't make sense to a lot of people. It don't, but it's Jesus, man. He's the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? He's the greatest of all time, you know. Let's go to Matthew 4 real quick. Let's go to Matthew chapter 4. Matthew chapter 4, man. This Matthew chapter 4, man. Y'all don't even understand, dog. All right, so we're gonna start off Matthew chapter 4, verse 1. So it says, "Then Jesus was led up by the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted by the devil. After he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was hungry. Then the tempter approached him and said, 'If you are the Son of God, tell these stones to become bread.' He answered, 'It is written, man must not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of God.' It says, then the devil took him to the holy city and had him stand on the pinnacle of the temple and said to him, 'If you are the Son of God, throw yourself down, for it is written, he will give his angels orders concerning you, and they will support you with their hands, so that you will not strike your foot against a stone.' Jesus told him, 'It is also written, do not test the Lord your God.' Again, the devil took him to a very high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and their splendor. And he said to him, 'I will give you all these things if you fall down and worship me.' Then Jesus told him, 'Go away, Satan, for it is written, worship the Lord your God and serve only him.' Then the devil left him, and angels came and began to serve him." Come on, dog. Like that speaks for itself. I really ain't even gotta explain that too much. I really don't even gotta explain it, man. Let's go back real quick. It said, then the devil took him. This is chapter 4, verse 5. It says, then the devil took him to the holy city, had him stand on the pinnacle of the temple, and said to him, 'If you are the Son of God, throw yourself down, for it is written, he will give his angels orders concerning you, and they will support you with their hands, so that you will not strike your foot against a stone.'" The devil tried to use the Bible. He tried to use scripture to be like, all right, bruh, you know what I'm saying? You already know that if you do this, if you go try to kill yourself, that God not going to let you. And Jesus was like, no, you're not supposed to even test God. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy, ain't it, man? The devil tried to get him, man. He tried to get him. But it didn't work like that, dog. Let's go to John chapter 1. Let's go to John chapter 1 and 2. This is one of my favorite verses. Because at first, I ain't gonna lie, when I read this mug, I was so confused. But I got it now, though. I got it now for sure. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna read the footnotes to this one too, like the ones that be at the bottom of my study Bible. Yeah, I'm back, bro. I'm back. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to release a video in 7 days exact. I'm gonna try, man. I'm gonna try, man. It says right here, this is the best part to me in this whole chapter, right? It says, in the beginning, this is John chapter 1, don't forget. It says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was with God in the beginning. All things were created through him, and apart from him, not one thing was created that has been created. In him was life, and that life was the light of men. That light shines in the darkness, and yet the darkness did not overcome it. Man, I'm gonna just read that one more time, dog. I got to. And then I'm gonna go back to the beginning of the Bible, the very beginning. So it says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was with God in the beginning. All things were created through him, and apart from him, not one thing was created that has been created. In him was life, and that life was the light of men. That light shines in the darkness, and yet the darkness did not overcome it. Oh yeah, I said I was gonna read the footnotes. The darkness did not overcome it. Come on, man. Like, oh man. I'm going crazy on this video. I'm going crazy. Like, sometimes, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know. I can't even speak right now because it's there. It's there, man. It's there. It says, when we read the Gospel of Matthew and Luke, the story begins in history with Jesus Christ conceived by the Holy Spirit and born to Joseph and Mary. But the fourth Gospel, John, reaches back even further into eternity. We are given access to the prequel, so to speak. The Father created the world through the divine word, his Son, who is the eternal expression of God. The Word was with God, eternal intimate fellowship, and was God, sharing the same eternal divine nature. You know what I'm saying? Genesis 1, 2. Man, like, some people get confused and stuff on the Bible, man. I always say, I'm not gonna lie, I always say, if you don't, you can read the Bible 100 times, but if you looking for something to try to say, oh, this is this and this is that, the Bible is contradicting itself. And if you don't want to understand, you're not going to. You know what I'm saying? You're just not, you know? You're not gonna understand it, man. Hold on, let me find what I'm looking for. Like, bruh, come on, man. Like I said, I don't be doing this just to play around with God, man. I don't do this to be. All right, here we go. This is what I was looking for. It says, let me find where to read that. I'm gonna just start at 26. Genesis chapter 1, verse 26. It says, then God said, let us make man in our image, according to our likeness. They will rule the fish of the sea, the birds of the sky, the livestock, the whole earth, and the creatures that crawl on the earth. So if we go back to John, what did he say? In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. In Genesis chapter 1, he said, let us create man. Who is he talking to? I'm going to just let you answer that, you know what I'm saying? Who is he talking to? If the Word was with God and the Word was God, who is God talking to when he said, let us create man? That's a good question. That's the question of the day, man. I'm going to find one more. Oh, yeah, this is when I knew Jesus. Well, I already knew Jesus was that one, you know what I'm saying? After he spoke to me before, you know what I'm saying? But this is when one day I was reading this and it gave me like, I like seen something. It was crazy. I can't even explain it, you know what I'm saying? I just seen like a hand. It was like a hand doing this, and it was like giving somebody money. Like, it was crazy. It was crazy. And it made me understand it, because at first I was reading it and I didn't understand it. Genesis 13. Basically, I got a revelation. Let's just say that. I said Genesis, or did I say John? John. Sometimes my mom be going faster than my mouth. That's funny. I think too fast sometimes. I can't speak too fast sometimes. This is gonna be the last one, man. I'm gonna end it off on something good, man. You know what I'm saying? John chapter 13. I need my glasses, man. Chapter 13, verse 27. All right. Oh yeah, it says. All right, bet. Jesus said, I'm going to start off before 27. I'm going to start off at 13, verse 16. It says, truly I tell you, a servant is not greater than his master, and a messenger is not greater than the one who sent him. If you know these things, you are blessed if you do them. I'm not speaking about all of you. I know those I have chosen, but the scripture must be fulfilled. The one who eats my bread has raised his heel against me. I am telling you now before it happens, so that when it does happen, you will believe that I am he. Truly, I tell you, whoever receives anyone I send receives me, and the one who receives me receives him who sent me. I gotta go ahead and highlight that real quick, because I remember one day I was getting into I shouldn't have been doing it, but I was into a debate with one of these Muslim guys, and Well, it really wasn't my fault that I got into a debate with him, but I could have been quiet. But I was on this app called Yubo, and we get on there. I get on there with a lot of some of my friends. You know what I'm saying? We just talk about Jesus and stuff like that. You know, we have our lives and we do what we do. You know what I'm saying? We don't bother nobody. But for some reason, these Muslim guys come in and jump in the live and they wanna argue sometimes, man. We don't go in their lives and argue, but that's what's funny to me, because I know for sure I don't go in their lives and argue about if Islam is real or not. I just do my thing, you know what I'm saying? I mind my own business. I ain't worried about nobody, but for some reason, them people always messing with us. But anyway, he said, where in the Bible does Jesus say he is God? He just said it right here. Here, let me read it back. He said, I am telling you now before it happens, so that when it does happen, you will believe that I am he. Who else could he be? Come on now. Come on now. All right. Let me go back down. It says, this is 13:21 in John. It says, when Jesus had said this, he was troubled in his spirit and testified, truly I tell you, one of you will betray me. The disciples started looking at one another, uncertain which one he was speaking about. One of his disciples, the one Jesus loved is John, just letting y'all know that, was reclining close beside Jesus. Simon Peter motioned to him to find out who it was he was talking about. So he leaned back against Jesus and asked him, Lord, who is it? Jesus replied, he's the one I give the piece of bread to after I have dipped it. When he had dipped the bread, he gave it to Judas, Simon Iscariot's son. After Judas ate the piece of bread, Satan entered him. So Jesus told him, what you're doing, do quickly. None of those reclining at the table knew why he said this to him. Since Judas kept the money bag, some thought Jesus was telling him, buy what we need for the festival, or that he should receive, or that he should give something to the poor. After receiving the piece of bread, he immediately left, and there was night. Man. He said the disciples he literally told them what was going to happen, and they still didn't know what was going to happen. That's how you know Jesus was different, man. Jesus was different, and Jesus is different. You know what I'm saying? He literally said, the one who's going to betray me is the one I give the bread to. So they was looking at first. They was looking. Then when he did it, how you going to be confused? That's the one part I don't get. How they was still confused after he told them. But that's funny to me. But then he said, Judas, whatever you're doing, go do it quickly. He already knew what Judas was finna do. And Judas was the one, like he said, he was one over the money. But he was real greedy. That's where he was showing his signs of betrayal. He was greedy, you know what I'm saying? He was stealing and stuff like that. Or it was another time, I can't remember. But it was something. Oh yeah, it was this lady, she was giving Jesus some oil or some perfume or something, like putting it on him. And Judas was like, or it might have broke or something. I forgot exactly what happened, but Judas was so concerned about that. You know what I'm saying? But man, I done went long today, you know. I had to do it, man. I ain't gonna lie. I've been lacking, man. I had to go a little bit longer today. But I ain't gonna be lacking no more, man. I don't even know. I got so many video ideas in my mind right now. I need to start writing them down, scheduling, and doing them, man. But that was the word for today, man. I'm going to end it off with this right here. John chapter 13, verse 34. Jesus said, I give you a new command. Love one another. Just as I have loved you, you are also to love one another. Wait, hold on. Okay, yeah, I was right. You are also to love one another. By this, everyone will love. Oh, my mind is just going right now. Let me start over. It says, I give you a new command. Love one another. Just as I have loved you, you are to also. Why can't I get this? All right, I'm gonna read it super slow. It says, love one. I give you a new command. Love one another. Just as I have loved you, you are to. Bro, I keep putting a word in there that's not in there. Man, this is my last time. I'm gonna get it this time. I'm gonna get it for real, for real, for real. All right, it says, love one another. Just as I have loved you, you are also to love one another. By this, everyone will know that you are my disciple, if you love one another. So Jesus said, you want people to know that you're a Christian, you want people to know that you love Jesus, love them, you know what I'm saying? Just like he loved you. So what does that mean? You know what I'm saying? Come on, what does that mean? How did Jesus love people, man? That means when they do you wrong, you gotta forgive them. Yup. No matter what they do, that means you gotta forgive them. Somebody in the Bible asked, well, how many times? I forgot where it was. They said, how many times do I forgive them? Jesus said, 7 times 70. That's 490 times. And no, that don't mean when you forgive them 490 times, you gotta stop. No, because God ain't never gonna stop forgiving you. So, yeah, that means love them people. You know what I'm saying? That's what a lot of people don't want to do. They want to be a Christian, and you can't be a Christian and hate. You can't, because this is one thing you can't do. You can't love a God that you don't see, but then hate somebody that you can see. You can't do that. It don't work, man. But I'm finna end the video because I've been going too long, man. I'm finna this finna accidentally be a 30-minute video. Playing around, bro. Playing around, man. Man, I had fun today, man. I just ask that y'all watch over y'all families. I ask that God watch over your family. Also, I ask that you just, man, you know, put to thought everything I be talking about. Don't just be like, let it go in one ear out the other. You know what I'm saying? I ask that you love God with all your heart and don't lean on your own understanding, man. In Jesus' name, peace, man.